So have you been told to use your knife and fork rather than your fingers, but you're not quite sure how we should use these or hold these? Well, in this video, we're going to look at how we use a knife and fork.
This is a fork. This is the handle where we hold the fork. This is the scoop of the fork. These are called the points of the fork, and they are what goes into the food to pick the food up or hold the food in place. And this is called the neck of the fork, where we put our finger to guide the fork. To hold a fork, we wrap 3 of our bottom fingers around the handle. We stretch out our index finger so that it rests on the neck of the fork, and we have our thumb holding the side or the bottom of the handle of the fork. There are a few reasons we use a fork. The first one is to pick up food from our plate and bring it to our mouth. The second reason is to hold the food while we use a knife to cut the food. And the third reason is that if the food is soft enough, we can use the side of the fork to cut the food, scoop the food, and then bring that food to our mouth. This is a knife. This is the handle where we hold the knife. This part is called the spine of the knife. And this part is called the edge of the knife. And this is the part that we use to cut our food. We hold a knife the same way we hold a fork. We wrap the 3 bottom fingers around the handle. We stretch out the index finger along the spine of the knife. And we put the thumb to the side or the bottom of the handle. There are a few reasons we use a knife to eat food. The first one is to cut the food we are eating into smaller pieces. And the second reason is to push the food onto our fork. Because remember, the fork is what brings the food to your mouth. Always remember, when you sit down to eat a meal, always hold a knife and fork in both hands, and that way you'll be more likely to use them correctly and you won't be eating with your fingers. When you have finished eating, always put your knife and fork back on your plate. And of course, remember to always thank the person who gave you the meal.